watching the video.
Hi everyone, I'm Dave Mulvan. I'm here with Dan Schultz to my left, Mike Godwin to the right. I got it, man. Come on.
We're gonna try that again.
No, we're good.
Okay.
We're good. I'm just gonna keep on going. We don't edit these things anymore. We're gonna be recapping this past weekend's games in the B division, the A, the 1A, and the 2A playoffs. We had our semifinal matchups. Semifinals did not disappoint. Let's start with the B game, the B semifinal game. We have Wild Style versus Delaware. Guys, what did I tell you?
This one did kind of disappoint me because.
I told you what was going to happen.
Yeah, but you're never right. This is the one time.
There's no way you actually believed what you said was going to happen.
I stand behind every single one of my picks.
There's just no way.
Damian Ware was off. That's why.
Maybe I had a feeling.
You didn't predict Damian Ware was going to go 2 for 21.
No. But he could have went 3 or 4 for 21. They still would have lost.
He still had 17 points, too. Holy crap. Because of all the free throws and everything. Wow. I mean, I did not expect this. This might be one of the biggest upsets we've ever had.
No, I'm not going to go that far. Delaware started. I told you guys, Delaware is a good team. You guys need to be a little more respectful. Delaware has their whole team there. They are up there as one of the best teams and proved to be at least top 2 right now.
You need to be a little more respectful of Wild Style.
I was. All season I picked them.
And why'd you pick against them? Maybe they lost because you picked against them.
No, I saw Mike Vaughn after the last game. It just looked like their run was coming to an end. I just had that feel from him. Like he knew it was over. So I didn't feel like he had the confidence he needed going into.
Did you think Wild Style winning their first playoff game? Do you think that was probably their championship?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
After the way they went
partying
down to Fireballers last season, first round of the playoffs, now they can say they've won their first playoff game.
Now I hate that I asked that.
They kind of remind me of what was it, Denver with Carmelo, where all those seasons they had those great seasons. They won like one playoff game.
Yeah.
So they're the Denver Nuggets of the HAC
The
League.
Fireballs have been out for like what 3 weeks now, and you still have said their name every week.
Yeah, because they're a storied franchise.
No, they're not.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
They had like 4 wins in the franchises.
I compare Fireballers with the Delawares of the world. One of only 2 teams to ever beat Wild Style. Now, you know what? I'm just joking around with Wild Style. They had a great season. It's really hard in this league to go 8-0, undefeated. Tough break for them. I mean, teams have an off game. It really stinks when it's second round of the playoffs and it would have put them in the championship. But hats off to Delaware. Pretty much the way this game went from the start is Wild Style got off to a slow start. Delaware jumped up 8-0. I think around halftime, Delaware had an 8-point lead. It was like 24 to 18 or 16. Wild Style got it to within a few points, I think 2 or 3, with about 10 minutes left to play in the game, and then Delaware opened up another lead of about 10 points and closed it out. Bill had a great game.
15 and 14.
Joe Walsh, 16. He's been leading the way for him all season since he's been there. But I'm not shocked because obviously I picked them. But you guys still seem to be a little bit shocked from this outcome.
I'm not shocked because this is the most competitive I've seen the B division. I think every team was pretty much even. Any team could beat anybody on any given day.
Yeah.
I think.
As Prestige Worldwide showed us in the first round of playoffs.
Exactly. So I'm not as shocked. Delaware's a good team when they have everyone there. And they deserve to be the championship.
Yeah.
To beat the number 1 seed.
Well, I remember not too long ago, Delaware had a great regular season, and then I think they lost it first or second round of the playoffs. Very disappointing because they were actually, I think, a pick to win it all that
Was
season.
it a Bill no-show probably?
I think Bill was actually there when they lost.
You too.
Well, he's been there every game of the playoffs so far. So that's the most important thing.
So he's on track to make it to the championship.
Yes.
For what I heard is partying at Corrado's maybe the night before. Could have even been earlier that day. So Wild Style was joking around before saying we were trying to buy Bill a couple rounds, but
Didn't work.
it's whatever you got to do. It didn't work this time. But I will say one thing, Matt McNulty, you won't have to worry about the 9:30 start time this week.
Someone had to do it, right?
You know what? I had to.
No one likes doing it, but
He didn't give me a choice. I had to call him out. All right, next up we have J Squad versus Doc's Old Guys All Stars. There was just something missing about this game. I just can't figure out what it was.
maybe three starters.
Everybody on Doc's Old Guy All Stars?
It's really.
I wish Gavin was on this show right now.
No, I would have to probably hit the dump button over and over and over again. I'd have to just keep it on beat. Yeah, definitely. There'd just be a whole sensor thing over his mouth the whole time he's talking. But
Needless to say, he was not happy about the loss.
no, and you know what? He'll be over it by the end of next season, I think. But no, in all honesty, I mean, it stinks when both teams get this far. Both teams were shorthanded. It wasn't just Doc's Old Guys All Stars. I mean, Gavin, from what I saw during the game, they didn't have much of an answer for him. I mean, he only had 12 points, but he was 4 for 5. And you know, if they would have had their big guy for J Squad,
Dan Glacier.
yes, then because he was, I'm not really sure. I really have to question his dedication right now.
Absolutely.
Something about wherever he was driving from Virginia or something, he decided not to leave until 11 something.
Typical excuse.
My sources in Virginia told me.
Mm-hmm.
They timestamped
We have
it
sources
when he
everywhere.
left. Oh yeah, absolutely.
We have sources everywhere.
We call around if we need to.
How about the game Martin Hollinshead had? With 22 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists. It's tough to do, especially coming off the bench. But yeah, I mean, huge game from him. John Moore had an off game. And, overall, J Squad it seemed like they shot pretty well from the field overall. Really controlled the glass, which is surprising because I think Gavin is probably the biggest guy on the court compared to everyone else on their team.
Well, Doc's Old Guys start with 4 guys.
Okay.
They didn't get a fifth, and actually they were winning when they had 4. So maybe they should have told the fifth to stay here. But
Was there something going on this weekend? It wasn't Easter.
I'm not
I
sure.
know Joe was on vacation. I think Brian was.
Well, I think Joe planned his vacation earlier in the season when Doc's Old Guys All Stars were struggling. He's like, "There's no way. There's no way we're gonna win a playoff game. Let alone would they win 2 playoff games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Joe was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna plan it for that week. We won't still be playing at that point." But let's take a look at Doc's Old Guys All Stars. The person who I said would be the MVP put on a show, a shooting clinic, 28 points. All right, maybe not that great from 3, 4 for 14, but 8 for 10 from the free throw line.
Oh man.
Doc gave it everything he got in this game, everything he had left.
You always say like you call him the MVP, but you only talk about him when he has a good game.
Yeah, that's
which
very
has been
true.
twice. This is his second game like this, and the second time.
I put too much pressure on him before the season started. I won't do it again. I probably won't mention his name until mid-season awards come out for next season.
Next season, he could be up for most improved player.
Disrespectful.
Most improved, Doc. Starts now.
He has more championships than anybody in this league since day one.
Does he have one this season?
No, but
Last
do any of
season?
us have one this season or last season?
Yeah,
Be a
well,
little
we
more
do the
respect.
show. We can do it. We can say whatever we want.
There's no rules out
That
there.
is true. That is true. So, J Squad moves on, but let's be honest here. Even if both teams were at full strength, J Squad is built for coming in second place in the championship. So it wouldn't make any sense
This is
I'm
if
shocked.
they lost this game and then they'd be considered like third.
I'm
They're
shocked.
not a third place team. They are a second place team.
Now let's say no one will be surprised if they lose next week.
We'll get to that. We will get to that in our previews.
Disrespectful.
Dan's already tried to tell me I can't say half the things I want to say.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying. No, I
If
thought.
they win next week, we got to bring them all on the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If they win, we're just
Kind of
going to get.
celebrate, yeah, like a J Squad show.
Well, now I actually already have confetti playing where number 2s fall out of the ceiling after the championship game. So they're going to be celebrating either way.
Good winners either way.
Well, they're going to live up to expectations. All right, let's move on from the B division, and let's take a look at Flight Skin versus Grim Squad. And I just want to thank John for going on Facebook and actually calling you two out for picking against Grim Squad this week. I had faith in them. I knew they would still be here this coming week.
I don't think you had faith. I think it was such a toss-up between these
Oh
two
my
teams.
gosh.
It
All right,
was.
I'll go against Mike and
It's a
Dan.
close game.
I know, that's what I
It's
mean.
a close
It's like-
game.
this was a toss-up game.
It
You
wasn't
didn't know
like-
who was going
I told you guys exactly how this was going to go down.
How?
The way it happened.
I'll pull the video up. I'll do
Yeah.
it.
I already have. I watched it. I've watched this one and a half times.
He's been watching hours of film.
I have since Sunday night. I actually was watching footage on Sunday night while games were being
I
played on
share
Sunday
an
night.
office with you, and I haven't seen you watch any footage.
Come on, you didn't get in today till 10:30. I was here at 7 watching footage. All right.
You know who you should call out on flight skin though, right? Right away. Jumps off the.
I was getting ready to. I was getting ready to.
I'll set you up for it. Go ahead. No.
Oh,
Listen, Dorsey last season he put off probably a career game in the playoffs, and they lost. So I think he was thinking if he plays really bad, they have a chance to win. It didn't work out. So next season in the playoffs, he's going to have to come up with a different strategy, and I really don't know. He's probably at a loss at this point on what strategy he should go with.
Well, I did call Fleischkin to win this game, but I'm not surprised Grim Squad won. It's just I just haven't seen any kind of consistency from Grim Squad all season long, and I started to see little flashes from Fleischkin near the end. Unfortunately for them, they didn't pull it out. But yeah, it's good to see Grim Squad back in the winning back on the winning track again because it's been a while.
Is this Zach Welcher stat line a shot at you, Dave? Saying they don't have a score?
Well,
Zach Welcher
hey,
did perfect according to their stats.
listen. What have I been saying all season long? He has the potential to be their go-to scorer every week, and now he's finally showing he can be.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's playoff
I
time.
motivated him to, and you're welcome. You're welcome, Grim Squad. I know it was all because of me.
Now I want to go to a key moment in this game. I think there was a foul. It was against John on Grim Squad, and he didn't like the call.
That sounds like him.
So, he started getting upset. He's walking towards. Sounds like him. He's walking towards the referee, and I'm like, oh no, here we go. They're going to get teed up. They're winning by 5 or 6 points at this point. The other team's going to get their 2 technical free throws and the ball, and this thing's just going to turn around Grim Squad like that. But you know what? Zach Welcher, being the captain that he did, jumped in front of John, pushed him away from the referee to avoid the technical foul, and Grim Squad was able to finish this game off by keeping their cool.
That's a veteran move there.
Yes, absolutely.
Veteran move.
I'm sure Zach probably, when he was getting ready to see it, start unraveling, he's like, oh no, I can't let this happen.
Saw it all in his head, like
Yeah.
what was going to happen.
Yep, so, good job by Zach, and then John was able to,
So
get his composure back.
One guy pushing another guy in a basketball game was the play of the game.
Not to play the game, but it could have been a turning point for the worse.
Yeah, that could. You've seen that.
Momentum changer. It could have been a big momentum
What's
changer.
it,
Yeah.
2 shots in the ball.
Yeah.
4 point, you're down by 1.
Yep. Could turn it around completely. I mean, we wouldn't have had to worry about Brian Dorsey hitting the game-winning 3, though. That's one thing we wouldn't have had to worry about this week. But Chris Loeffler for Flightskin, 15 points, good game for him. But Grim Squad, as they mentioned, they like those close games where it's a defensive battle, and they were able to win this one at the end. So they will move on to our 1A championship.
The 1B.
Or no, I'm sorry, they would be the 2A. The other one, the main one, is the 1A. Next up, we have Toon Squad versus Brothers. Man, the controversy at the end of this game. Tell you, that's what playoffs. That's what playoffs are all
playoff
about.
basketball there.
I mean, you know how bad Brothers wanted this game. All right,
And Toon Squad wanted to give it to them.
Toon Squad tried.
Up by 10 with what? How much time left? And
I even remember Toon Squad on inbounds pass when it was just like a 5-point game, throwing it off the back of the backboard.
yes.
You just can't let that happen.
There's a point there they couldn't get the ball in bounds, I feel like. Turnover, threw it off the backboard.
But in this game, the momentum kept changing back and forth. There were runs for both teams. Both teams had leads. Toon Squad would pull it out to a bigger lead. Brothers would make a comeback. Brothers would take a lead. Toon Squad would make a comeback. Derrick Henry, thank goodness he gets his double-double this week, because I was ready to bury him in this video if he didn't, even with the win.
No, that's
I was
fair.
ready to just let him have it.
That's fair.
19 points, 11 rebounds. I need 20 points though from
Do you think
him.
he's out partying because he got the photo of the week?
No, I think he had it framed. And-
Already?
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Shows kids one day.
All right, Derek, I see it.
Yeah. And actually, well, I'll have some highlights up of Derek's dunk later.
Here, son, this was me back in my heyday.
Yeah.
Photo of the week.
And you know what? Just as you've been saying, Aaron Dean wasn't there, and he's been stealing all his rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not there this week, and
Gotta give some credit to Lonnie Ward. He had 2 big threes late in the game.
yeah, he did.
2 or 3 of them, I think.
Toon Squad had 4 guys in double figures.
2 of them, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's big. But that's interesting they tried to give the game away. That sounds like something Derrick Henry would do. So, I'm not surprised.
Derrick Henry, there was what, like, I want to say 12 seconds left in the game. The brothers they hit a bucket to cut the deficit to 3, right?
Yes.
And there's about 10 seconds left. Derrick Henry's walking to the ball. The ball's like in the corner of the gym. He's walking to the ball. The referee's like counting. He's counting because he's taking so long. He finally the referee's on
If you watch it on the video, I think right before he's getting ready to do 5, Derrick Henry
referee's on
nonchalant
4 and a
just
half,
tosses the
and
ball
he
in.
finally just gets the ball in.
Almost, that would not have ended
That
well.
could have been bad. And Derrick did it because he thought the refs weren't going to count him out. They gave him
He almost
4
learned
and
the
a
hard
half
way.
count.
Almost learned the hard way.
Refs should have taught him a lesson.
Maurice Farrow with 10 points and Zane Snyder with 12. So everyone on Toon Squad really chipped in to advance in this round. Now we look at brothers. We have Calvin Huss with 9 points, Cofield with 11. We have David Todd with 14. Where David Todd was not ready to let this game end at the end. He was pleading his case to anyone that would listen. But I think now finally. I think he's got he understands that when the ball goes out, the clock keeps running.
Right.
So,
Only on
he
the
wanted me to go to
best
replay, he wanted everything. I said, it doesn't show the clock if I go to replay. So, it is a nice new feature that we have now on instant replay.
Hey, that shows that he cares about the game.
I actually
Cares about
thought
winning.
Kivas had a replay flag that he was twirling around. I thought he was going to toss it in during
Flag.
that game.
And then you just pick it up and give it right back to him.
Yeah, he had a rally towel. We'll talk about that
We'll
next
get one
week.
on that towel later. Might be handing them out
Yeah.
next week in playoffs. AJ Hicks, 13 points, but brothers just need a little bit more. But great season for them. I mean, I might have even picked them to win this, so not a bad pick by me at all.
They lost.
But it's still, look how close it was.
It was close, but
I just assumed Derrick Henry was going to throw this game away. Next up, we have the Crew versus the Best Squad. In a game that we got to see earlier in the season, it was on video. I assume both teams were just, watching film all week from that.
this was like the total opposite of that game.
Yeah, not as close, a little higher scoring.
Yeah.
Ricky Anderson coming alive, 22 points, 17 rebounds. And then, wow, Danny actually did stuff. He had 10 points.
Danny actually-
He had big threes, 2 big threes.
Disrespectful.
I said he did stuff.
2 big
Danny
threes in that
Rodriguez
big
is going to
game.
be in the HAC Hall of Fame someday. And you're going to talk about him like that?
I said he did stuff. That was good.
Yeah, but it was kind of very sarcastic.
Ah, stop.
Kind of like he never does anything.
This
I'm
guy
never
wasn't even
sarcastic.
at the games, and he was talking about Danny.
He's talking trash on every shot he gets. He takes a shot at Danny.
That's not true. That's just not true. I said he did stuff. That was good. He's good. He did stuff. But, I think, the fact that, again, they had 4 guys in double figures, 2 guys in 20, at least 20 plus points, and then 1 guy, Corbin Horsey, with 19 points, nipping at the heels. This is just an offensive juggernaut. This might be this is probably the best offensive team since the Shooters Club.
They have 6 guys that could score 20 a night
Yeah.
if they wanted to.
Well, I have some real question marks right now with Vern Sharper. Vern, from what I'm hearing, is he's at an all-day tournament in Ocean City, Maryland. Played 9 games, and then comes to this playoff game. What if they lost? What if they lost this game?
You put that loss on.
I
Vern's shoulders?
absolutely would have put it right on Vern's shoulders if they lost this game.
Sure.
And I was ready to do so.
Do we have the Kivas on video waving his towel?
No, but I'm sure there's probably sure
I
Elo
think
probably
they-
got an action shot
yeah,
of it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, Kivas over there just
He had a rally
rally towel.
late in the game. He was waving it everywhere. I think we're going to sell
Like
it.
the terrible
Yeah, I think we're gonna. We might just give them out
It's a fan
to.
giveaway next
Give
week.
them out to all the
Or 2
fans.
weeks for the
The
team.
first-
We'll have to look and
The
see.
first 10 fans.
Keep his
show up.
towels. Yeah. So you better get here early if you want to keep
The
his
first
towels.
10 fans, yeah.
Handing out the Keys towels next week. But Tron Mood had a great game. You guys already mentioned Ricky Anderson's. We actually put a little highlight, some highlight dunks of two. There was more than just those 2 dunks in the game, but they were ones I think everyone needed to see. I apologize for the best squad for having to post them, but
Do
there's
you want to
not
have our
much I can
debate
do
we
about it.
had? Then we'll keep that off video. Our debate.
Well, I think it's just gonna waste time, and everyone's just gonna be like, "What is Mike talking about?" So
We never waste time on here either.
no, we try to avoid that. Lamar Shorts. I told you he was going for that MVP. I told you guys he was going for it, but unfortunately, Derek Savage was not 100%. You could tell all game. His knee was bothering him. Derek Savage is a big time difference maker on the
He's a
court.
savage.
Yes.
He's my favorite player in the league. Who's your favorite player?
I like them all.
You like them all.
That's what my mother always used to say.
Politically correct.
What about you, Dan?
My favorite player in the league? Obviously Danny Rodriguez.
You can't take shots at your favorite player.
Sure I can. He's my favorite player. He can take tough love.
I'm a real big Mark London fan now that you mentioned it. Just because of
I used to be, not anymore.
all the times he hustled when he got into the game for those 2 minutes. Adam Ahern, 21 points for them. But at the end of the day, the crew they had too much for the best squad. But I think the best squad's going to retool and they're going to come back.
Watch out for the best squad.
And they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready for the crew
Watch
next
out
season.
for the best
You
squad.
should have been ready for this game.
They weren't. Well, I mean, injuries happen. It's unfortunate.
The crew wants that second ball.
Yeah,
They're trying to get it.
they're trying to get it. Now, our final game, we have Drunk Monkeys versus the Tigers.
My sources tell me that the Tigers should have won this game.
The Tigers had
Every
opportunities
chance.
at the end of this game
Every opportunity.
to win this game, but when it came down to it, I just don't think they wanted it bad enough.
Well, they didn't have Corey Lemons. I mean, that's a huge player. not
Or
that-
Marcus Williams.
Or Marcus Williams. So the fact that they were able to keep this, a game really, I mean, that's extremely impressive, I think. But yeah, obviously they're in it to win it. And unfortunately, I had them winning this game. I didn't know I knew Corey wasn't going to be here. I didn't know Marcus wasn't going to be. I thought they might have enough with Marcus. So, yeah.
Well, at this point, the streak is just too powerful to stop. It's like a giant snowball.
If
It
Corey
just
was
keeps getting
there,
bigger.
if Corey was there and
No,
Larry
not
playing
good.
like that, whole different ball.
All these what ifs. All these what ifs. Listen,
There's a lot of what ifs when you're arguably the best player in the league missing from the game.
That's true. That is a good point.
how do you know that if he was there, other players on Drunk Monkeys might have performed better?
This is why we don't do what ifs. This is why we don't do what ifs questions.
That's just a
No.
stupid question he just asked.
Why?
This just is.
Why? How do you know if Corey was there, it would have taken touches away from Rock Anderson and Quan Chase and Stacey Gray? You think Stacey would have had 14 if Corey was there? He might have had 17 or he might have had 3. We don't know.
I bet
Dan, I'll let you
you
talk about
ask
Stacey. That's
every
your
player on the
favorite
Tigers.
player.
They wanted Corey there.
Oh yeah, I agree. Of course you want him
They're
there.
not worried about
But you
touches. They're
can't
worried
say
about
this game is
winning.
going to end any different just because of one player.
Listen,
That's like saying LeBron's I'm going to take this game off. Game 7 of the championship game.
well, he took the final minutes of Game 6. We're not going to get into that. The two
You,
things.
well, I mean, took off or took out, kind of like they did Tim Duncan. at the end.
How'd those Sixers do this season?
We're rebuilding. I can't wait.
Give it a couple years, Dan.
I'm just kidding. Two things.
That's how he talks about his second favorite team.
I know.
Disrespect.
I know.
Is that even
I know.
allowed to have
Hey,
two favorites?
I'm a big fan of him. Lawrence Hines got bailed out yet again. 3 for 13 from the
Got bailed
field. Got bailed out with Daryl Johnson and Brandon Tunnell having to carry the load while Larry, I shouldn't even call him Lawrence, Larry You can't struggle in games like this. You need to show up. If you're a star player, star players don't struggle in games like this.
He didn't take any charges.
Yeah, he didn't get any
What
steals.
did he do in this game?
He fouled a lot. He got 5 fouls. He was trying to foul the game
He's trying.
because he knew he couldn't hit a shot, so he was trying to foul out. Sounds like something he would do, so I'm just going to go with that. And, if you're the Tigers, why is Stacey Grady taking your last shot of the season? We know he's on his last legs. We know he's been so hit and miss all year long. Shoot, I would let Quana take a 3-point jump shot at the end over Stacey Grady, but that's just me.
Coach Dan.
Quan had a monster game, 21-10.
He did?
Stacey, great game, 14 points.
Don't let him off. He was 4 for 12 from the field.
Rock did everything he could to try to get that back into this game.
Or Rock
19
Anderson.
points.
Rock Anderson was 4 6 from 3.
Maybe he wasn't open. They didn't have a lot of time, Dan. They
They had
didn't
about
have enough
4
time.
seconds to get up.
No timeouts left, not enough time. Couldn't draw up any plays. They just had to go. And you know what? I trust Stacey with that last shot. It didn't work out this time.
Well, it's good you trust
But
him.
lots of great players have missed last shots on more than one occasion. You know what? If I was in the
Can't
same
make 'em all.
situation again, I'd let Stacey shoot it again. That's all I gotta say about that. But great season by the Tigers. They came up against a streak, and the streak wins every time.
We'll see about that in the championship.
Well, that's it for me. Anything for you, Mike?
Nothing for me. The streak ends this week.
You've been saying that for like 8 weeks. Dan,
It ends
anything
this
for you?
week.
I'll say what I'm going to say for the preview video. But
You'll see. Okay. Thanks for checking us out this week. We will see the championship games April 27th.
2 weeks.
It'll be 6:30, 7:30, and 8:30, starting with the B division, ending with our top A division. All right. Thanks a lot.